calling the Board of Library Trustees meeting Tuesday, November 19th, 2024 to order at 6:53 p.m. Has everyone had a chance to read over the minutes?
Yes.
Okay. I'll make a motion to accept the minutes of October 22nd, 2024.
So you're making the motion?
Yes.
Second?
Give me 1 second. All in favor?
Abstain. I wasn't here.
Okay. So 3. 1 abstain. 1 is sick.
I don't know if you can vote it then. Do we have to have a...
I was going to say, do we need to wait?
Yeah, you have to have at least...
Yeah, we'll wait for Teresa. Okay. All right.
It's quorum.
4 is a quorum.
I'm here.
Yeah,
The meeting has a quorum. Do we need a quorum to approve the minutes is the question.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Well, we have 4 and 1's abstaining.
Yeah.
So I think it's okay.
That counts.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Harold, director's report?
I'm going to try to save my voice a little bit tonight. So are there any questions about anything in the director's report or the statistics?
No, I didn't have any.
Looks good.
Unfinished business. Just a quick hiring update. So you might have seen in the town report article that I've decided to postpone the hiring of the assistant director until January.
Right.
Several factors, obviously the holidays. We didn't really get a good applicant pool the first time. And then obviously with bringing Hanley on board, training, that's taking up time. So just felt like it was best to wait until January.
Yeah, smart move.
Yeah.
I have a question. What do you mean by wait? Are you going to post it in January again, or because right now, originally the position was posted mid-October, October 10th, early October even. And if someone were graduating in December with the posting of that date and close date of October 25th, they might not have really thought they could apply where it requires a degree. We're
going to post it again in January.
No. Well, let me finish, please. Okay. So if someone's graduating in December with a degree in library science, they're going to be looking for jobs before January. Could you post it in December and have a closing date in January so we don't miss out on that opportunity?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
Kids are graduating
Right.
Yeah.
in the
Right.
end of the fall
Okay, I think
semester.
that would make sense.
Yeah. Like mid to late December.
You could have the closing date when you're comfortable in January.
Yeah.
But take down the old posting and repost it anytime, I guess. People are going to be looking for these jobs and not waiting till January. I don't know. Hopefully that'll help.
Yeah.
It is difficult when you don't get the applicants.
Yeah.
Your hands are kind of tied.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Library booking software. So we talked about this at the last meeting. And actually just like about 2 hours ago, I got an email from Plymouth Rocket, who was the company that we've been using and had the trouble, saying that they've confirmed that they are going out of business by December 31st is the last day that our data will be available and that everything will be running. After that, everything's going to be wiped out. So then they said that they don't have the funds to offer any refunds.
They went bankrupt.
Yeah, pretty much. So they did give a contract for their solicitor, lawyer, whatever. So I assume sales might get in touch with them, but they said don't ask for a refund because none is going to be forthcoming. So
About how much?
It's about, I think it was like 1,800 range.
Yeah.
And we did just pay it like a couple months ago. So, I mean, all the sales libraries are in the same.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
It's sales that makes the contract, right?
Yes, because it's a group purchase.
So are they going to try to do anything?
I haven't heard because the email just came out.
Okay.
They're still figuring out what, to go.
Yeah, because that could add up to a sizable amount. Not that, if they're bankrupt. They don't really probably have any assets.
Well, they might have some assets,
companies do.
and it depends upon
Who
who
knows?
they owe the most to.
Mm-hmm.
So we could be at the bottom, or we could be in the middle, so.
I'm sure sales will do the best
I'm
they
sure
can,
they
yeah.
will.
Wasn't all that in your notes?
What, in the director's report?
Yeah. I read it,
We
talked about it at the last meeting.
previously.
but I,
About getting a
so I read
a
it in
new
the minutes.
contract.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't at the last meeting. That's
Oh,
why.
But at that time, we didn't know that they were still, at that time, they were still trying to do their museum pass module, keep that going, but now they've just said that it's not going to happen. So sales has been, the latest update from sales in terms of figuring out what direction to go in with a new company. They said it's just too quick of a timeline. They don't feel comfortable trying to scramble to get a group purchase thing going. So they've given us, they have a task force that was looking into this, and they've done a lot of research. They've set up demos. I did do the two demos of the two companies that I was thought were most promising. And they said at this point it is kind of what they're suggesting is that every library kind of just go in their own direction, do their own thing for what's best for them, and then next year they'll look at maybe doing a group thing to get a consolidated, purchase. But they have talked to these companies individually and gotten reduced pricing. So,
Good.
so the company which we talked about last time, that I'm leaning toward is Assabet. They're not perfect. There's a few things that we could do with Plymouth Rocket that we can't do with Assabet. They're not major in my eyes. And Assabet did have the most customization. And it's all one system. So that is the one that I'm recommending we go with. They are local. The people, those get a lot of great feedback. People said they're very responsive. And like I said, they have a lot of customization.
Do you know how long they've been in business?
I don't off the top of my head. I can look and see. I don't know if the quote.
Have you seen any?
They're from Concord, based out of Concord.
Have there been any reviews about them that you might have seen?
So, all these other libraries have commented. I have some of them here.
Okay. As long as you've seen it,
People say, like I said, they're very
They've been very
good to work with. They have a lot of functionality. Obviously everything has something that's a little bit not great, but I felt like this was the one that was the best option. So they do have 4 different modules: the event calendar, meeting room booking, museum passes, and library of things. I am still kind of on the fence about library of things module. We don't have that right now. Right now it's just first come, first serve. But I think maybe you should approve the full cost, and then I can talk to them and figure out if I just want to do the 3 or the one, have a little bit more time to look into that and talk about that with them. And see if we want to, and figure out if we want to jump on in another month, a few months with that, what would be the prorating with the pricing. So the full cost, I think, I'll have to write this down, I think. And then I also have to ask them, there was another full implementation cost of $600, which was an individual fee. But for all the 3, the annual fee is $30.50, so 3050. There is a one-time $600 setup cost, and then a possible $600 for this other integration, which I'm thinking we won't need, but I will just double check. So the total cost would be $42.50.
And that's for an entire year.
That's for an entire year for all 4 modules.
How much without the library of things? I'm thinking it probably isn't a big difference.
Yeah, I think that, let's see, it'd be 2,300 plus 600, 3450.
Yeah, that's considerable.
Because each one is, about $800 roughly,
Okay.
plus the 300 setup fee, if you do each individual one.
So is there a chance that sales would look at Assabet as the
Yes.
one for the group pricing?
Yes, I think that. That seems like one that
that everybody else, the other people are using, and
Yeah.
okay.
Did you get a sense about whether more people are using that or one of the other one that sales?
Yeah, so there was the one that we have now, I think it is that Hoofi. Some have switched to that, but again, that was they offered the for 2 months for free.
Right.
But that just really did not have like almost no customization.
No.
Some people, some of the smaller libraries didn't mind that. But other libraries like CW Mars libraries, they switched to Acrobat last year. One of them said it's been a very positive experience. I think for the most part, I mean, it's hard to say because most of the sales libraries are in Plymouth Rocket, so they haven't switched.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean this is one of the major ones in our area.
And what were we paying for?
It was about 1,800
A year?
Yes.
And any add-ons?
Yes.
Any add-ons to that 1,700?
No, so we didn't. I mean, at the time when we set it up, I'm sure there was a setup fee, but
Oh, yeah, okay.
and then we didn't have a Library of Things module with them.
Okay.
So
How do you feel? Do you want the Library of Things module? I mean, I look at it as if it's going to make everyone's life easier, put it in there.
yeah, and I think it's especially since that is the thing that we're trying to build up, and it's kind of one of the things where libraries are going.
Yeah.
I feel like it might be important to have that.
Yeah.
Another consideration is our staffing level. Some libraries have a lot more staff
Right.
working on things. And
Yeah.
you
When
want
you
to make
can
it as
automate
easy.
something
Yeah.
like that,
Right.
Yeah.
you know, and they're just coming to, I don't mean to say just, but they're
Yeah.
coming to the start to pick up what they've already reserved as
Yeah.
opposed to, you know, totally involving the staff time.
Right.
Yeah.
That would
Right.
be a savings, so.
Yeah, and everything's like all integrated.
Yeah.
And people, they put their library card number in, it populates with their information. Like there's so many things that are just like automatic and.
And the $4,200 is a sales negotiated price for us. What would it be without that? Do you know? Just interested.
I don't know if
It
they
doesn't
gave us
matter.
that information.
All right, I'll move that. We approve the $4,200.
It was $4,250, I think.
Oh,
it was.
$4,250. Yeah, that's right.
I'll second it. All in favor?
Okay.
4 in favor. Thank you.
All right. Generator. So
Okay.
Trina's
I
gonna.
don't know if you've seen the article in the Whitman Hanson Express. Unfortunately, I was not able to attend the select board meeting last week. The generator was not on the agenda, and I was really tired, so I didn't go. In retrospect, I don't care how tired I am from now on, I'm going. So, the Chief O'Brien, fire chief, went there for one item, and I watched the video twice, and all of a sudden they were talking about the generator. So we've spoken to both the fire chief and to the select chair. And they know that the library and the senior center do not approve of this, that the residents voted for the library, senior center to get a generator, and the trustees,
What don't we, I'm sorry, I missed.
they're trying to introduce a mobile generator. It would belong to us, but if there was a catastrophe, like with the police department or the fire department, then they would move it. And, we had several concerns. How is the setup? Where is it going to be kept when you essentially don't need it? And if it is at the police station and something happens, who's responsible for that? But the bottom line, I mean, we don't approve of this. The bottom line is the residents voted for the Library Senior Center to have a brand new generator for $91,000. And, it would cost actually another $40,000, but the town would have to pay for that, for the hookups and stuff you have to have. So, we both spoke and saying we were very unhappy about this. We should have been notified they were going to be talking about this, so at least I could have been at the meeting, even if Karen couldn't. And it really snowballed, and the fire chief said, I wish I had thought of this 8 months ago before, you know, we even had town meeting, but I don't think we would have gone along with it anyway. And quite honestly, because, and this is another thing I was very upset about, and I had talked to Karen about, we voted May 5th for it. They still haven't placed it
Where is it? Yeah.
It should have been installed by now. And, you know, I told the fire chief, I said, this is unacceptable. He totally agreed with me. So now, this, even if people did agree to go with the mobile, it hasn't even, you know, there's no order yet, and be like,
There's no wiring.
no next fall to get it done. And so, you know, somebody said, oh, we should bring it to town meeting. The town council has been saying, oh, you know, you can get around the article. We don't agree with that. But
Doesn't the town council agree with?
Well, I think the town council was looking into it to see if
the article,
the way that there was
the
voted
wording,
and information
if it
was
would be
given, if
okay
the
to have
vote
it
could kind of
portable.
squeeze into that or not.
Yeah,
I don't think it was. I think they thought maybe no, though.
Yeah,
kind of,
but
leaning toward no.
I will say 4 out of the 5 select board members agreed that the residents voted for the library senior center. So,
And I think the other piece too is that if it was mobile, that they were going to try to get grant money instead of using the 91,000, because it could be like, instead of a warming cooling, which a grant didn't qualify for, if it was considered an emergency thing, then they could get grant money or something. Maybe
and someone did make, I don't remember if it was in the paper or if it was probably at the meeting and then printed in the paper, that if the police station goes down, essentially the whole town goes down, because everything runs off of, you know, the programming and everything there. So, but the police station and the fire station have backup generators, and not that they've never failed, but they do have backup ones. I mean, last year the police had a major shutdown for, I don't know, about an hour or so, they said, or was it a day? I don't remember. But, and I don't remember about what they said about the highway department, if they had anything. And then the water department has their own, you know, income and everything, so they would be responsible if they needed another generator to pay for it themselves.
And there was an incorrect thing. So if the police station goes down, we lose our phones because our phones are connected in that, but everything else ours is completely separate. So we still would still have internet, we still have the Wi-Fi, like we have all of that.
Right.
It would just be our phones that
So
would
this was brought up by the select board.
No. Karen had been approached by someone, I can't say the name right now, and because we're a recorded meeting and I don't want to embarrass anyone. And then I was approached by the same person, and the impression I got was this person was, you know, making all the decisions, and all I did was say 3 times to the individual that the residents voted for the library senior center to get a generator, and that's what we're going with. And then, you know, we approached other people and ensued conversations, meetings, phone calls. So,
I mean, it's still a kind of up in the air, I think, in terms of what.
But we had a meeting with Laura last night, and I said, well, you've taken back the $150,000 from the grant that we got turned down, so that can buy an emergency generator for the town. So, yes, Linda.
How could we get this moving forward? Could we have Karen on the direction of the library trustees send a letter saying that we would like to have this generator purchased and installed as soon as possible? It was voted at town meeting in the amount of on such and such a date, and we see no reason not to have it done immediately.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I know from my own experience when I put in a generator, but, you know, we did it at the right time and everything. They may not have them right now because they only bring in so many.
If you don't ask,
exactly,
then we're never going to see it.
Yeah, we should. I think the letter is a good idea if you can take care of that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you want to add the trustees' names to the letter or not.
Oh, I think we're directing her to kind of.
Okay, so because even if they can order it within 2 weeks, Granted, we're not gonna see it till the springtime, probably.
We do say, like, on behalf of the trustees.
You never know.
Yeah.
You don't know, because the company might have one, but this is what really upsets me, is because the vote was taken in May, and to me, the next week it should have been ordered.
And maybe included in the letter, ask them for a time frame of when this will be able to be
Yeah.
taken care of. I would like to have it done as soon as possible.
Or that we would like, before our next meeting, we would like to see
An
that,
answer,
that it has been ordered.
Yeah.
We would like to have the confirmation that the generator has been ordered for.
We were told
Per
someone
town
from the town was going to
meeting.
take care of it. If they can't, we could even
We don't
get
want to
the
leave it,
estimates.
we don't want to leave it open-ended.
No, I
We want a
know.
timeline.
If we get an answer that we
We want
don't
to give
like,
a timeline that we want it before.
we are ultimately responsible.
Right, so
though. If
we
they're
want
not going
to
take
do
care
our
of it,
due
we will-
diligence and request that it be ordered
Mhm.
and that we receive proof of order before our next meeting.
The other thing is, we did have an estimate, because that's how we came up with the 91,000. We just didn't pull that out
Well,
of the air.
Someone from the town got it for us.
Yes.
And we don't know if it's still a valid estimate
Yeah.
after this length of time. And there are a lot of unknowns. But,
Right. I mean,
if the town's not going to take care of it, we can.
Yes, absolutely.
But we want them to tell them we want them to do it and do it soon.
ASAP. There's
Yeah.
no excuse, really.
Yep. I can do that.
So
I want to
I would
also-
specify that we need the
Yeah.
documentation, that you need to provide the documentation back to the trustees proving the order and the estimated delivery date before our next meeting.
Is there a difference in price, just out of curiosity, between a portable generator and the permanent one too? I would think there was.
Portable.
Pardon me?
Yeah, and there's certain special hookups outside
Yeah.
that I don't think you have with the regular generator. Because I know just from having a building is not much different from a home. You know, it has to be wired into the building. There probably has to be another panel installed, but it's like then it goes underground and it comes up to the generator. There's not like a switch there. I mean, there is a panel box on the.
But I assume it's going to be a standby generator, that you're not going to have to go and turn it on.
Right, exactly.
Whereas a mobile generator may
Yeah.
require that you
Right.
intervene.
Exactly.
Okay, and so therefore we want it as a traditional standby generator, so that if you're not here and
Yeah.
a snowstorm brings down power, that the building doesn't lose power and has pipes freeze,
Right.
that the
Right.
standby generator kicks on.
Yeah, because
Because
having-
it usually runs off of natural gas,
Right.
so it's going to need,
Yeah.
piping for gas and
Right.
all of the piping in for the electrical.
Right. And it would be set up so that it runs every week. It usually runs
To test
15 to
it.
20. That's what mine does every
Yeah.
Wednesday morning, 8 o'clock. Yep, it runs. And that's what we want. And I mean, I'm not an expert on generators by any means. I just have my own home experience. If you are moving it around, you have to plug it in and turn it on. It would be the people who would move it, but we're not going that way. That's unacceptable.
Okay. Yep. I'll definitely get that going.
Thank you, Karen. Appreciate it.
All right. New business. So we had somebody inquire about the boom. It's super heavy. I'm not going to look
Yes,
it
I
up.
know.
And I can't remember. I was trying to remember why we never put it up, and I can't recall. I thought there was some issue because it was so heavy. We couldn't put it inside because we were concerned with the wall, like it coming out of the wall. And then, but I don't know. I mean, I wanted to ask if you thought that we should, at this point, put it up. And I think there was part of it too. Was it a new building we were wondering about?
Yeah.
And there was a lot of different issues. I think with what.
Did someone come in and ask why it wasn't up?
So a friend of his came in and asked where it was, I guess,
I don't know
and
who that was.
I'm not sure. I wasn't here at the time, and so the staff, and I told them where it was, and they were
I have a
located
feeling
and
I
showed
know
them.
who it is.
And I don't think that they were like,
Oh, no.
they weren't upset, but they were asking about it, and I think John showed it to them, and
At one point, wasn't it in one of the rooms, like one of the computer rooms on a shelf leaning against something on display?
maybe. But it's so heavy
It
that
is
I
very
wouldn't want to like not have
You'd
it
have to
secured.
make sure it was.
Right, and it does come with bolts. So I was thinking even like outside in the brick. I don't know if that would be. but I don't know. I mean, there's not really any good place to put it.
I don't know if we
Is
want
it?
to get into putting things outside.
No,
I mean, it
don't
is
think so.
designed to be outside, I think, because it's
Oh,
like
is it?
I don't
think
think
it's
outside's a
lawns or
good idea.
whatever. But it's like
Yeah.
I don't know, waste of time.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, well, do we have one for Gustafson?
Well, we're talking a huge difference in price, and
Oh, no, what I'm
No, we
thinking,
don't.
I'm just kind of
I
thinking.
mean, this is says
Yeah.
the Library Foundation dedicates this plaque to Bruno G. Guerra for his generous gift to
Right.
his library.
we're given that.
Right, now, no, the reason why I'm asking, I know we have one for Gret in the lounge, and, Mr. Tobin, is there one?
Well, his picture is by the
Okay,
1,000
the reason why I ask is, when you had said this was on the agenda, I was thinking if we possibly have a new library, or we have an expanded library, whatever, maybe we would have a wall where we put all those things. I don't know, I'm just throwing it out there, because I thought at one time we had said, no, yes, I would say this is an exception because it was a sizable donation. And then we talked about, where we're going to put all these plaques. So, so we had, I'm not sure who mentioned it, but we had said that how many plaques can we have? Our space is limited.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I think it should be up. Have you asked Jude about installing it somewhere?
Well, yeah, he was going to check. He was going to take the bolts that it came with to Ace and see like what if there was something that. But I don't know.
Inserts you can put a bolt in.
Right.
And they have to. They do that in construction.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure he'll come back with something.
Excuse me. I forget what they call, but they do have weight limits on the different.
I know.
Yes,
like the old TV that we had set up came out of the wall because it was an older TV. It was so heavy and it started to pull out. So that was my concern.
I have a very heavy mirror hanging on the wall, and Fred put in, specialized that he installed in the wall,
Mm-hmm.
and then
They make concrete.
yeah,
Bigger things than that hung on buildings all the time.
heavier things. So I'm
But
trying to.
it depends partly what it's going into, like if it's just going
It
into
does.
wallboard versus
Right.
brick or something
But you're
else.
putting it outside.
Well, I don't know.
No, we don't want.
We don't know where to put it. That's the problem. I think that's why I think it was never put up because we couldn't find a good spot. But I mean, at this point, I don't know if we want to try to figure out.
Is there furniture?
We had also talked.
Like the end of one of the shelving units that it could be installed onto.
Maybe near where the furniture is. I mean, just
Because
as
then you're not worried about the wallboard trying to make sure you got the right molly anchors
Right.
or you hit a stud. But the furniture, it could be bolts that go all the way through.
That's an idea, I suppose.
Because then it is movable if need
Right.
be. Yes,
Right.
there would be holes, but they could be repaired.
I mean, where? I'm trying to think where.
Kind of on at eye level.
Yeah. And it's. I mean, obviously the width. It could be something that's narrow. I can't think off the top of my head. I'd have to go out and look and see where it could go. But I mean, that's one of the things that there's so few spaces. We've taken things down because to put other stuff up because there's just no space.
We don't want it to be a liability.
I know, that's the thing too.
And it could be even on. I mean, is this too far down to be on one of these?
I think it's too wide.
There's
I don't think it would.
2 sitting areas that you could put it on the side stacks. Where they have the books on display.
Yeah.
Oh, like when we put the
Change that
food.
up.
And so basically one of the tall
Yeah.
stacks. And put
Right.
it
I think
Like
you could work
up
that.
top. Okay.
Yeah. Well, you want to be able to stand there and see it, so you should stand there
and see. Right.
Put it.
Right. Okay.
You wanna get those
I mean, it would have to. But the only thing,
I
it would have to
do.
go
Get those cobwebs.
above.
Oh.
Because we have like the signs of fiction, and it would have to go above that. So it might be too high though. Then.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing that.
Well, talk. I mean, Jude knows more about it. So talk
Yeah,
to him
I'll
and
look
see what
around
he
and
has
What
to
see.
about
say.
on other? What about even on a door?
Okay.
What even like for example, your door is a solid door.
Yeah.
That if it was installed on your door,
That's an
not
idea.
to interfere with any,
Right.
even if you have signage on your door that needed to be moved,
Right.
that is a solid place to put it.
Right.
And
Well, they do have indents, so I don't think, I don't know if it would, I'd have
Yeah.
to check.
But
But
I don't
okay.
think moving a door that moves and the weight on the door hinges, and I don't think
Oh.
that's
but not if you've got
Unless it's a door we don't move that much.
Well, it's a library staff door. I thought of that when I was down there, and then I'm like, I don't know.
yeah. That'll,
Um,
what
but,
about
you know-
the closet doors? Those aren't open and closed that much, are they?
What do you mean, which closet?
The closets right across the side staff entrance, right by the staff bathroom. That door, the big closet
Oh,
doors.
those are open all the time because the kids are
Yeah,
the
those
surprise
look like-
closet.
Oh,
And that too, I don't know if with, I don't know, I'd just be concerned it would fall and hit somebody in the head or something. If it's in the kids area. But,
there isn't.
okay, can I make another suggestion?
Yes.
What if we replicated it for now
I was just thinking
in
that.
a more conducive manner that could hang somewhere,
that's an idea.
and we
And then-
save that so that when we have the proper place to install it, then the real McCoy is then
Yeah.
hung.
Okay.
That's the best idea.
Yes.
Because
So
it's
that-
going to be very expensive to hang properly anyway. You could get a replica. Rockland Athletics would do a
Okay,
good
yeah.
job.
All right. Yeah, I can bring it to them and do that. That's an idea. Genius
Yeah.
idea.
That's why
Thanks,
communities come
Diane.
together.
And then we could, I think this might be some space up front we could put it, I can take a look. We could maybe shift some stuff around if we have to. But okay, yeah.
There are other historical kind of things in that little computer room, right? Is there any wall space in there?
Yeah. So if we
I
have,
don't know.
all right. Yep, I will see what they can do. Okay. Now, would you want the library to pay for it or the foundation to pay for
I
it?
think the library could.
Okay, I'm fine with that. That's
I don't know.
By the way,
Okay, all right. Okay, so next is the draft of the town report article. So did everybody get a chance to look it over?
Yes.
Yes.
And then, approve it at the next meeting, but...
I did have one
don't you
thing.
need? Is that what you need to prove this one?
No,
no, it's the other.
that's the other one that is due December 1st.
I did have one thing that I thought I would like to suggest you consider changing. It's the 1, 2, 3, third paragraph, the last sentence about delay search for assistant director. Maybe put it a little more, not that this isn't tactful, that no one will question your decision. I'll be less apt to if you said, and it would be true, we've posted the position and hope to be able to interview candidates in January.
Okay, yeah.
Would that work?
Yeah.
That was new business. Sorry, I missed that. You'll have to give me 1 second.
Okay, no problem.
I
It's
posted
paragraph.
Bruno under old business.
Well, he was old.
I had to go look at the plaque because I forgot it was on here. I couldn't remember how to spell his name. It's been so long since I typed it. Okay.
Mhm.
Sorry, so we are on the library count update.
Yep, I can make that change.
Okay.
What was that change you mentioned?
Something like to the effect of the position has been posted and we hope to interview candidates in January.
So she'll make the change and update the note, the minutes.
About the assistant director position?
Yeah, it's the last sentence of the third paragraph.
Right here. It's going to be changed. You got everything?
Last is the action plan. So there were some suggestions. And my apologies for not getting it. I was hoping to have it done before, and then so you could approve it at this meeting. Seen a draft already, but the time just didn't work out.
Busy week.
So for this, there was a couple of suggestions. So Diana had mentioned adding in, and I think it would go with the "We Open Our Doors to All" section. The last one, we serve as a bridge to other libraries. Adding in something about people you getting a BPL card, and then adding the other library networks to Overdrive, the Libby, how we facilitate that and promote that. So that would to broaden people's access.
That's a good idea.
So I thought that was a good idea.
Best thing I ever did was figure that one out.
I'm not sure of it all, but would anything about the Commonwealth catalog be also included or not?
Yeah, I mean, we can put in things like
Yeah, sure.
I think that's part of what I.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Comcat, we could interlibrary loan, BPL, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll add in a bullet about that.
Where would this be?
We open our doors to all, the very last one. We serve as a bridge to other libraries.
It's on the third page.
Yeah, third page.
My pages are off. What's the? Oh, okay. All right. And which area? A new area of focus or a new action?
We serve as a bridge to other libraries. The last one.
Oh, okay.
Right there in focus.
Okay, just. Sorry.
And then Linda had a few suggestions. We'll go over those. So, in the first page, we connect our community. The second one down, we cultivate and strengthen community. Adding in something about collaborating, continuing to collaborate with town departments to offer programs for all ages. So things like we work with the fire department and police, and so I can add a bullet about that.
Okay.
The second one is we enrich people's lives. The second page, the first area of focus, we provide residents of all ages with resources. Adding in expanding the number of adult programs, because Linda had pointed out, Hanson population is 79% adults, and that was one of the things in our planning that people had mentioned was important to add more programs for adults and seniors.
Right.
We open our doors to all. The second from the bottom, that we look outward into the community. Changing, I put in offering mornings, afternoon story times, but she mentioned about maybe changing it to like a little bit broader, that we offer programs at different times, like weekdays, afternoons, evenings, weekends, to support the needs of the community.
Sure.
I thought that was a good
So
idea.
it'll be all ages.
Yeah.
Couple more. Let's see. We are focused on Hanson's future. Fourth page. The second from the one up from the bottom, that we recognize the rapidly evolving world. So this one I actually wanted to ask you a little bit about, Linda.
Okay.
So did you mean, you said it could be expanded to offer technology classes beyond the senior center?
Well, you have a bullet.
Inclusive and accessible. So did you mean like just offering support classes for like everybody, or did you mean for senior center and making them more inclusive?
No, beyond those offered at the senior center, because I don't think classes offered at the senior center will be accessible to like teens or maybe younger adults wouldn't really attend those.
What I was thinking with this is like working with Mary to set up like a drop-in, so that like one of our staff members would
that's
set up
what I had said. I said you could either change that to make it broader or add a separate bullet.
I think maybe adding a separate bullet then would work.
Yeah.
Because that was something we specifically talked about with Mary, so I'd like to
I have no problem with that.
Okay.
I like the partnership.
To do what?
To make technology classes more inclusive and accessible. I guess to offer them to different ages. Something like
Accessible to various age groups.
Then let's see. And that same thing, the last one, we pursue optimal staffing levels, putting in something about working with town officials to add a substitute librarian assistant position. So we talked about that before. And then, so the last one, Linda, you had a question about different staff departments. So
Oh, yeah.
what I meant by that was like, which I know we technically don't really have departments in the same way some bigger libraries do, but what I meant was like, are the circulation staff is
Oh, you did mean within the library, not...
like the programming librarians, the one that do programming, like those kind of departments. And maybe departments isn't the best word because, like I said, we're kind of small, but
areas of responsibility.
Yeah.
AORs.
Yeah.
You could probably leave out different.
Remember that term? See,
that's just so military. Different in departments.
Meet regularly with
staff to identify.
Meet regularly with staff
to identify. Leave out departments.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think that.
And different.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, the departments kind of.
Yeah.
You were talking
so I can make all those changes, and then I can send you. I don't know if you want to kind of approve it tentatively like that, and then I can just send you the draft and finish it up that way.
I'll make a motion to approve the FY 2026 action plan with all the updates discussed this evening.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. So you'll have the date as November 19th, 2024.
Thank you. I did have a question on the action plan.
Yeah.
I know you work on it throughout the year. Would you be able, in some of your staff updates, monthly update, maybe next month if it's not a real busy month, give us an update of how it's coming for the one that is current? You're into the year 6 years, just to give an idea of some of the actions, what you've done, and how it's coming along.
Yeah. All right.
That would be interesting, I think. Not all of these are things that you'd normally report monthly. But
right. I mean, a lot of them too for us are more like they're things that kind of we just constantly work on, and we add them in here in like general terms. So
right.
I mean,
some are obvious, like participate in Hanson Day, and we hear about them.
Right.
But some, I don't know, might be.
I mean, some of them are like we hope to do, but then we just don't get a chance to because we don't have the time.
But you could report on what you do, you know.
Yeah.
Or have done.
Yeah, like add that to the director's report.
That's pertinent, I guess. Whatever.
Okay. And then one thing about the next meeting. So I know we talked about. We were maybe originally thinking the December 17th, but then we were going to maybe bump it up to the 10th. I don't know which date.
Well, it's not going to be Christmas Eve.
Oh yes, we're going to be here at 6:45.
I was glad to see you're closing at noon, like Christmas.
Yes, actually, that was something I should mention. So, well, Christmas Eve has been in the contract for a while. They get half day from noon on, so we have to close by noon. So we usually bump up the hours 9 to 12. Because it's a Tuesday. But recently they also added in the last negotiations New Year's Eve as well, the same thing. So the 31st will also be doing 9 to 12.
I think that's smart.
Yeah. So does anybody have preference between the 10th or 17th? Yeah.
I will be leaving on the 14th.
You said the 10th or what?
The 17th.
17th I can't come. I have tickets to a show.
Okay, and you can't do, so maybe we should do the 10th then.
Okay.
Okay.
So it'll be 12, 10, and 6:45.
Push it back.
2025.
All right. So we'll do the December 10th.
Okay, and in the meantime, I'm going to send out the paperwork for Karen's review, and I'm going to put a date where I'd like it turned back to me so I can
What paper?
What date are
You know,
you
when
thinking of?
why everyone gives their comments about Karen's performance.
Oh, her review, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
I said the word review, maybe I
Yeah,
didn't say it loud enough.
I was
Okay.
typing.
So when,
Oh, excuse me.
I just want it to be noted that last year I only heard from 50% of the people. I expect to hear from 100%, and not a same as last year or ditto or anything. I want an explanation, basically. Okay?
Question, what kind of time frame are you looking to send it out and receive it back?
Well, I'm probably going to try and do it by next week, by Thanksgiving. And I don't know, I think 2 weeks is 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
And when's it due to the town?
The town doesn't have any set date.
I think
we
they're
are
working
doing
on
this-
it, but
Is
We
there a
have-
reason we're doing it in December?
We're keeping up what it's been all the years before.
Okay.
If you want to change it, I have no problem. It's not easy to do it around the holidays.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind waiting till
So,
January.
I
if
mean,
you were
we
comfortable
pushed
with
to
that.
January.
I
in
can
January.
instead
You okay
send
with
it
that?
out in January,
At least you
and
get
then we
something.
have it done for February.
I prefer that
Okay.
if it's okay with
Can
everyone.
you put it on the agenda for December's meeting, just so I don't forget to do this? Yeah, because
So I'm not gonna put that in here, you'll
no,
put it on the
no,
agenda.
we'll put it on for next time. Okay, so unless there's anything else, I'm making a motion to adjourn this trustees meeting, November 19th, 2024 at 7:39 p.m.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.